Hi everybody, my name is Faith McLean and I would like to thank you all so much for coming today. According to American Pet Products Association, in 2018, 62% of U.S. households owned a pet, which is about 72.9 million homes. So that's a lot. Like many of you know, dogs play a really important role in families. Raise your hand if you have a dog. Yeah, so I myself I'm the owner of a 4-year-old Australian Blue Heeler named Rose, and she is what I would say she's my best friend. This picture, I work at a sawmill, and I bring her with me, and she went down to the creek, so I got a picture. And this picture is for lunch, see my boots, at the sawmill. It's her in my lap. She's my baby, so today I plan to give you all a brief history of Australian cattle dogs, as well as their amazing personality and characteristics. Australian Heelers were bred to work on large ranches located in what you would think, Australia. The Australian Heeler of today is the result of many crossbreedings. In Australia, the climate and conditions in which the dog would be working under were so harsh that a sturdy dog was needed to herd the cattle. Dogs were brought from England were not sustainable to the living conditions, and so they were bred with the native dingo. They were named Australian Heelers because they were really good at healing animals and controlling them and corralling them when they were told so by their master. According to dogtime.com, in 1893, Robert Koleski started showing Australian Heelers. So this helped Heelers to gain more popularity, not just on the farm, but as household pets. They were domesticated because of their English ancestry, and they were also really fun and energetic because of their because of the dingo bred into them. There are 3 different colors for Heelers. For each color, there's a different name. So you have the red Heeler, who has a red coat. You have the blue Heeler, who has a blue coat. And you also have a Queensland, which is red and blue. So next, I want to go over the personality of Australian cattle dogs. They have really distinct personalities that really set them apart from other domesticated dogs. So Australian Heelers, they're really needy in the idea that they require mental and physical exercise. So if they're left alone for too long, they might tear stuff up just to occupy themselves and purely out of boredom. And though they can be really loving of people, Australian Heelers can also be really territorial and protective of an area and their person. When strangers come around, Heelers aren't necessarily aggressive, but they're more reserved, and they tend not to be very social with other people and other dogs. They are a one-person dog, and their loyalty definitely shows. If you were to compare a Heeler's personality to that of a golden retriever, you would notice that Heelers stay with one person, and they have to be shown that they can trust newcomers. Temperament is probably one of the biggest factors that affects people's decisions on buying a dog and adopting a dog. It is proven that all dogs need early socialization in order to be friendly and more accepting of people when they become adults. I would say that when you first get a Heeler puppy, it's really smart to invite new people over and take them places outside of your home and just expose them to new things when they're young. If you plan to use them for herding, it's a really smart idea to introduce them to the animals they'll be herding when they're young. And it is an innate behavior because of the dingo to herd other animals, but you must teach Heelers that it's not appropriate, and that positive reinforcement is like the best for Heelers. They love to please their owner. Finally, I want to give you all a brief overview of the characteristics of the Australian Blue Heeler. So if you've ever seen one, they're really hard to miss. In general, Australian Heelers are healthy dogs, and they aren't overbred, unlike some other breeds. If you adopt one, it's really important to be aware of certain health issues that might arise. They're really prone to eyesight issues, such as cataracts, hip dysplasia, where they develop arthritis in the hips, as seen right there. And it becomes very painful for them to walk, and their back legs, they get very stiff. It's really sad, and they're also prone to deafness. A little picture. Most of the time, these traits are hereditary, though, so it's really good. It's a really good idea to make sure the parents are in good health later in life. The physical characteristics. So when you're deciding how much you should feed your healer, your decision should be based on multiple different factors. On average, a healer should receive about 2 cups of high-quality dry dog food, usually every day. They require more or less depending on their level of exercise and age. Usually, male healers, they stand about 18 to 20 inches tall, which is about right here, and females stand from about 17 to 19 inches, which is about right there. So their weight ranges from about 30 to 50 pounds, and the average lifespan is 13 to 15 years, which is really good for a domesticated dog. Also a really neat thing about healers' coats is that they're water resistant. So they have a very thick undercoat, and they shed about twice a year, which is really good if you want to have them inside. Their coat color is blue or red speckling, and because they're very active outside, it's important to check their ears for redness or a weird smell. This could indicate some kind of infection. So keep their ears clean with a pH balance solution, and that will control the infection. In conclusion, I have given you all a brief summary of the history of Australian healers and talked about their personality and given you some insight on their physical characteristics. All in all, the breed itself is amazing. Their loyalty and devotion to their owner is a true testament to the fact that dog is a man's best friend. The love that they offer us as humans is pure and wants nothing but belly rubs in return. As W. Bruce Cameron said in his book, A Dog's Journey, you can usually tell that a man is good if he has a dog who loves him. Does anybody have any questions? No? Okay, thank you all so much for coming today.